Over the top with Chad and Tony, talking about movies and wrestling. Hot mic chance, Georgia team hating on me. Gene, BJ the DJ keeps the party going. Brandon E brings the heat. We don't know how to speak. Running wild on you, brother. We're over the top. Rocking it back to the vintage scene. Thursdays at 7 p.m. Central. With epic thumbnails from the Viz. It's a must-see. Gonna bring you the best. Legends you remember from the ring and silver screen. We're over the top. Get ready for a good time.
Bow! What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Chad Arms, a.k.a. Chatty Bobby Olembody.
Hello, my name is Tony, a.k.a. Friday the 14th.
And y'all already know what it is. I'm Hot Mike Chance.
We got the three amigos here today.
Hell yeah.
It's us.
A mail plane. Oh, sorry. You know why it's called a mail plane? You didn't see the little balls on it? Shout out Martin Short. Shout out Chevy Chase. And shout out Steve Martin. Episode 84.
Randy Moss.
Randy Moss. You just got mossed. Damn it.
Shout out Brandon.
Hell yeah. Shout out Brandon E.
Shout out BJ.
the DJ.
Oh, there it is.
Hey, and yeah, man, we're back, guys. Over the top. Thank y'all so much. We just hit when this episode's up, we've hit 900 subscribers. Thank y'all so much. We're getting closer and closer to that 1,000 mark, so we appreciate that.
Yeah, we're making it. I've set a goal. I'm going to push it harder. I want to get to 1,000 before the end of the year. That's the goal right there.
That's definitely doable, man.
Oh yeah, I'm going to push. I'm going to just the clips, everything, just pushing hard on it. If you could share us around, all that good stuff. Share us to your mammy, your pappy, your cousins, your anybody.
Tell somebody to tell somebody.
Hell yeah.
What the Hot Mike Chance said.
Absolutely. And we're going to get right into this because we're batch recording today, and we've got three we got to knock out. So
yes.
We're going to keep these about 30 minutes apiece, but this is one we've been excited to talk about.
Yeah. And it's going to be probably a multi-part episode as well we can get to and everything because, like I said, you're going to keep these episodes short because we got so many to get to, but we're talking about our favorite Hell in a Cell matches. Mm-hmm. We just recently had one at Bad Blood, the last pay-per-view for the WWE, and that Hell in a Cell match was pretty damn good.
I haven't watched it, man.
I'm slacking. I didn't watch it.
Oh, you still haven't watched?
I will be watching.
I mean, it's between
Match of the Year nominee.
Yeah, and it was Drew McIntyre and CM Punk.
Oh, that's when he got all them staples in his head?
Dude, McIntyre, I mean, a huge gash on. I don't know if it was on purpose or what. The spot was he got busted open from a toolbox, banging up off his head. But the whole match, I mean, it was a great. The spots in that match were. There were some insane spots. I mean, Drew tried to do what's his the kick move, the Claymore, and missed and did a back plant on some stairs, like solid back spot on the stairs. A brain buster of some sort. CM Punk took over a turnbuckle into a table off the. Yeah, but it was, and then blood everywhere. It was we are out of the PG era, that's for sure.
I'll have to check it out.
It was a great match.
They also moved to a 2-hour Raw recently.
Yes, that too. I mean, things are changing, and we're getting closer and closer to the first of the year with this Netflix deal coming through. Mm-hmm. So it's gonna be more and more pumped.
Yep.
Yeah. Before we we started briefly talking about Hell in the Cell matches, but before we get all the way into the episode, we want to shout out the sponsors: Trouble Spirits, Revolution One Media, and all of the wrestlers, man.
Yes.
And let's get right into it, man. So, Hell in the Cell. Do we know? Do we got notes on like how it was, whose brainchild it was? Does it say, or what made them think about creating it?
I found this website, fandom.com, and this is where we're pulling a lot of this information for this episode out. And he's got a good little. The Hell in a Cell match was first introduced at Bad Blood, October 5th, 1997.
97, yeah.
Between Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker.
Okay.
I'm trying to.
I don't know if it shows.
It really doesn't say who had the brainchild of the Hell in a Cell. It's just it was the steel cage match on steroids, fully enclosed.
It's kind of like the War Games cage, except for it's over the whole cage but it had the top on it, which was unique.
Yeah, and you still had room on the outside to work some everything. It was just. it was literally hell in a cell. I mean, there's nowhere to go in it. You're
Yep.
you're locked in. The only way to win is by submission or pinfall in one of those. So, and the first ever one is probably one of the greatest Hell in a Cells still to this date.
Yeah.
I mean, we've had, according to this list, there's been 53 Hell in a Cell matches, which I didn't realize there's been that
I
many.
would have said,
Yeah, that's a
but
lot.
just from where I've been in and out, and if it's any that they did on TV, like Raw or SmackDown or anything like that, I may not have seen them, but I wouldn't have thought it had been that many. But there's a handful of really good ones.
Yeah.
That we'll talk about. We'll probably leave some open for another episode, like you said.
But yeah, like I said, the Shawn Michaels Undertaker match just. And we'll get here in a couple episodes. We'll be talking about the Undertaker, so I'm sure we'll be talking about this match again. But this, from bell to bell, was flawless in this, and you have the debut of Kane in this match.
Yep.
That's
gotta be Kane.
yeah. I mean, the look on the Undertaker selling the whole thing of that, realize that, hey, holy shit, it's Kane's here, and Glenn Jacobs was a beast of a man in those days as well.
I just remember him ripping that door off.
Just absolutely, man, yeah. And the spot with Shawn taking the spot off the side of the cage, which at that time was
crazy.
A crazy spot to take for the WWF at that time.
I think something that's notable too for this particular match, other than it being Kane's debut, the winner of this match was the number one contender for the title match at Survivor Series '97, which was the Montreal Screwjob. If you look at it like that.
Oh, wow.
Survivor Series '97 was the Screwjob.
Yep.
The winner of this match, it says in the stipulations, the number one contender for WWF Championship at Survivor Series.
Oh, well, okay. Bam.
So I didn't even think, I knew they were both same year, but that's interesting.
Yeah.
That's what ended up happening. Michaels ended up going on to get Brett, and that's what.
And then we had the whole feud with the Kane and Undertaker feud that went, and the whole, just Paul Bearer selling everything. That match was just great. Going back and watching clips of some Hell in a Cell matches before this episode, I mean, that one's just Michaels at his best, selling everything. But Undertaker and Michaels always had a good chemistry working together.
Oh, yeah.
I think that he didn't work with anybody better than Shawn. I think that him and Mick Foley had great chemistry too, but him and Shawn Michaels matches were always good, man.
Yeah.
But that's definitely legendary. Chance, you got one?
I think, you got to go with, arguably, if that's not the number one, I would say the Undertaker defeating Mankind at King of the Ring, 98.
Yeah. Bruh,
and
go ahead.
And Mick Foley, he actually talks about that spot with Shawn Michaels where he comes off and he's like, I knew we had to do something bigger and better than that was. Yeah, so that's why they chose to start it on top of the cage. And
that's absolutely insanity. And I like here, was it the anniversary happened last year, I believe, and Mick Foley and Undertaker did like a watch along to the match and everything, and it's phenomenal. It's on the WWE, it's on the network.
I have to watch that.
But it's like it's just a full on watch, and them two just describing everything that's going on, and that when he throws Foley off the top of that cage.
Did they plan that?
Yeah,
I know they didn't rehearse it, but
Foley said that he's coming off the top of the cage and everything. It's just, but he overshot. Of course, he was planning on landing on the table solidly and everything, but of course he overshot it. I mean, that's a big boy coming from a tall distance.
I think it's better that because when he hit it, he kind of just slid off. If he would have landed flat on it, what if it wouldn't have broke? I mean, there's no way it wouldn't have broke.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
But maybe, I don't know.
And then you got Jim Ross and Lawler on the call. That's just phenomenal. God, he's broken. They're broken in half call, and then Jerry saying he's dead. He's dead,
dude. And what's crazy? That's one of the few that I got to see live on pay-per-view. Because when those was the thing, I remember it was back when you had the channels on your TV that was scrambled out.
Yeah.
For some reason, we didn't pay for it, but it just worked that night.
Oh,
I would always watch through. That ain't all that we watched through.
The squiggly lines.
You watch through the Playboy channel or whatever. But like that, I saw that live, and I was like, we all thought he was dead. And what's crazy about this match, it was only 17 minutes long.
Wow.
It felt like an hour because he gets hurt in the first 5.
And they cart him off.
Yeah, and he comes back.
And then you have
Undertaker broke his ankle too in that match, didn't he? Or had a broken ankle?
Undertaker had one to start.
Yeah. And then you had Terry Funk that come running out that had no spot in the match at all and everything, but comes running out there just to check on Foley. Yeah. And then, like you said, they cart him off, and then Undertaker stays on top of the cage with that one shot of Taker just looking down the aisleway on top of the cage. And then here comes Foley back. And then the other spot where you can see the rings, because I don't think they were really prepared for those guys to get on top of the cage and move around as much as they did.
Yeah.
Because you could literally see, I mean, it was just like a chain link fence. You know, those little
zip ties.
Yeah, not zip ties, but I mean, they're thin aluminum ties that hold chain link fences together. And I mean, you have over 500 pounds of man standing on fences. Of course, they're going to pop. And then, dude, because you can see the Undertaker's feet sagging in the fence, and then when he does the flip over top and falls through the cage, that's when I thought that one was worse than landed on the table.
Because the chair hit him in the face too.
Yeah,
knocked his tooth out.
Yeah,
and that's where he's over in the corner, and it looks like he's smiling, and they're saying he's smiling.
No, but he has no idea where he's at.
And he was trying to stick his tongue through a hole in his mouth.
Shout out Mick Foley. Dude.
I mean, is he considered one of the toughest son of bitches?
Oh, I mean,
I
don't know anybody. I mean, ain't nobody else done what he's done.
Yep.
And then, of course, you have the whole thumbtacks part of that match as well.
Dude. I mean, that match is like 3 acts. It's the first one of him getting thrown off.
It's a horror movie.
Yeah,
it definitely was, man. I guess the one I would name would be the next one. I guess would be him and Triple H, No Way Out.
Man, that's
like, wasn't it like he loses, he retires, or as Cactus Jack or whatever that was?
Yep.
Yes, I think so.
Like he retired. It was like a career match. It was some kind of stipulation. It wasn't a belt.
If Jack lost, he would have to retire as an active wrestler in the WWF.
Yeah. So that's the one where he goes. Does he go through the top of the cell again?
Yep,
in that one?
And then the ring collapses underneath him.
That's what it was. Yeah.
And then they have the whole flaming 2x4 barbed wire 2x4 and everything. That's another bloodfest of a match. I mean, I think that's probably some of the Triple H's best matches was always with Mankind or Mick Foley, Cactus Jack.
And you got to think too, man. I mean, it just goes to show you the work, how good of a worker Mick was, because he had some of Undertaker's best matches was with Mick Foley. Some of Triple H's best matches with Rock had good matches with Mick Foley.
Yeah, yeah.
They had the whole Super Bowl halftime show one, the one where he hit him in the head with a chair like 20 times.
Boiler Room Brawl. Yeah. I mean, it's just so much, and it did not have the look at that time of your typical wrestlers at that time.
No, excuse me, not at all. Sorry, I got a call, fellas.
No, go ahead.
But yeah, man, No Way Out 2000. That match with Triple H and Cactus Jack was a good one, I thought.
Yeah, I'll throw one that terrified me. With the one, the Undertaker beat the Big Boss Man at WrestleMania in 1999, where he hung he hung him from the cage and everything.
Yep.
It was the match. I mean, Ray Traylor could, even at that age, Traylor could still go at that age. And I love the look of Boss Man at that time too. The whole SWAT officer look, the corporate, and all that. But man, when they literally hung the man from the cage.
That was in that time frame where they had Big Boss Man doing the most cringe shit ever when he allegedly served the dog up to who was it?
I don't remember that one.
Was it Big Show? No,
the Big Show.
Big Show was the dad.
I think it was Al Snow. He served somebody's dog up. Then he does the whole thing with Big Show where the casket and the funeral and like they had him doing crazy stuff back there, man.
I don't know who he must have made someone very mad.
I guess so, man.
Yep.
There's some more of these on this list that I just don't recall because a lot of them were on Raw or.
There was one that I was actually in attendance for.
Oh, really? Which one?
Yep, Triple H and Chris Jericho at Judgment Day.
Okay.
That's the Nashville one. That's the one with Hogan and Undertaker.
Yep. Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, that was really cool to see in person. The cage looks huge compared to I've been there for the just the regular cage that they put up, and then the old blue cage, and this Hell in a Cell. Just seeing it hanging up,
and then
and
then
it
they always
comes
play
down.
that one music.
Yep.
Dum dum dum
But-
dum 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 dum.
Yeah, that was
and the flashing lights with it and everything.
And then to see Triple H and Chris Jericho in that match, it was
That's interesting.
good. Yep, good match.
That look at you go, man! You get to see all the cool stuff. And Triple
I
H has
try.
been in quite a few of the Hell in a Cell matches.
Mhm.
What was that one? That one, the Triple H Shawn Michael one from
yeah.
Bad Blood 2004. That was another. They beat the hell out of each other. Them two always could go. I was never a big fan of a worker Triple H and everything. I loved just the whole, just the aura around Triple H. But certain people, when he was in the ring with them, brought out the best. Like Foley brought out the best of, I think, Triple H and Michaels. And they always put on solid matches. Even in, what was that, Elimination Chamber when they went out in that.
I don't remember what year.
That'd be a good one for us to do at some point too. Elimination Chamber.
Yes, sir.
I also remember I remember in 05, I always talk about 05, the year WWF and TNA. It was a great year for wrestling. That was the year of the Triple H Batista feud.
Oh, okay.
05, and I think what does it say? It's on Vengeance. Vengeance 05. Him and Batista had a really dope Hell in a Cell match. That was when Batista wasn't, and he was only in a couple of years at that point. He wasn't the greatest worker, but I thought like him and Triple H had a good feud. I guess that was after they did the whole thing.
The whole evolution and everything.
Evolution, fallout. But that was during that whole. When was Vengeance? Vengeance was June, so that was like halfway through the year of a 05 year.
Yeah, there was a couple of them during that 05 year because you had the Bad Blood with Triple H and Shawn. Then you had Batista and Triple H, and then you had another banger with Undertaker and Randy Orton that year at Armageddon.
Yeah.
That went another one that young Randy. I mean, he got
as Legend Killer.
and everything. Yeah. I mean, just another brutal match in that one.
Yeah.
You got one?
This is an interesting one that I semi-remember. D-Generation X against Legacy, Cody Rhodes, and Ted DiBiase.
I don't know.
That's Hell in a Cell in 2009.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Tag team Hell in a Cell match. Okay.
Yeah.
There was one earlier. I remember that, but we didn't talk about it. It's like Rock, or Undertaker, and Stone Cold or something.
Yep.
But TX, I don't know if I remember that one.
I don't recall that. I
09?
wasn't watching at that point.
Yeah.
I've watched it, but it's been because I didn't watch that during the year that it happened. But when I went back and was into all the DVD collecting, I went through and watched all of them. But a lot of them run together.
I was always a fan of Ted DiBiase Jr. I thought that he was a pretty decent worker, but that match, I remember it was interesting. The lead up to it was good too.
What happened with him?
He done some illegal stuff.
Oh,
I think he's in some trouble with the.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Okay, because I've heard the name and everything, but that was during that time when I wasn't watching, and he was in that group with, like you said, Legacy with Cody and who was the third? Was it Axel?
Yep.
Was it Curtis Axel was part of that group too?
But
I always wondered what happened with DiBiase.
Yeah,
but that explains it.
It also said this match was a 2-on-3, and it says it marked the debut of the amplified version of the Cell. I don't know what that means.
I'm not sure what that means, unless they expanded it even more for more room and everything.
Yeah, I guess so.
Or was that when they tried to do the Hell in a Cell, kind of like the Elimination Chamber, and put the platforms right there with the cage?
I don't remember what that one was for.
Maybe I'm totally making stuff up on that one.
I'm tripping, bro. No, you said Legacy. The one was the amplified Hell in a Cell was another DX one. It was in 06, but I guess that's when they made it bigger.
Okay.
2009 was that one that you're talking about, yeah.
I'll throw another recently one out from Hell in a Cell in 2022 with Cody and Seth Rollins, where Cody went through a whole match with a torn pec. They're insane. They went almost 25 minutes with him with a torn pec in that match, and you're going with. I mean, you're rolling that time in that match too, because you're in there with Seth freaking Rollins.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no real downtime with that kind of. But just the pictures of Cody with that huge bruise on his titty.
Yep.
I mean, it's
shout out titties.
phenomenal. It's unreal to me how somebody could go. I mean, you have your intros and everything, your entrances, but to go 20 minutes in a Hell in a Cell with a torn pec, and that was. I'm not a fan of it. The red Hell in a Cell.
Yeah.
Look boo boo.
Yeah, I didn't.
No, keep it the metal color.
Yep.
But yeah, that to me, that one stands out too. It's a great match, but just knowing that Cody's doing it with a torn pec is unreal.
Yeah. I think my favorite Hell in a Cell match, man, was the WrestleMania 28 Hell in a Cell, which was Shawn Michaels as the guest ref, Triple H and Undertaker. And
that's a great one. That's great match.
That one, let me see. Let's look here.
Is that Triple H's was his first retirement match?
Yes, I think so. I'm looking at the.
And I think that was that the year before the streak ended.
Yeah, streak ended in 14, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, singles Hell in a Cell special guest referee Shawn Michaels. Undertaker defeated Triple H. That's what it was. 30-minute match. But that's where you get the iconic photo of them all walking up.
Yep, and hugging it right there.
Hugging. That was the second of Triple H's.
Trying to break the streak and everything.
Yeah, it was the second of their matches because 2 years previous was Shawn and him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great one. And just all the emotion in that one.
Yeah, the reversals, the almost 3 counts. Shawn Michaels reluctantly, knowing he's counting against his homie, but like it was just fucking dope.
Oh yeah, it's a great one. It's right there at the top of the list. Yeah. I got another tag team one that stood out to me. It's a recent one too. The Usos versus the New Day in a Hell in a Cell from 2017.
I'll have to watch that one. I don't think I've seen it.
The Usos win the titles back, win the SmackDown titles in that one. But I mean, they do. It's a great tag team. Hell in a Cell. It stays all in the cage. But it was Big E and Kofi as the New Day versus the Usos, of course. When brain fart.
Shout out to brain farts.
But it's a great match overall. I mean, they went 22 minutes. Just from bell to bell, they went at it. I love the Usos, even though it's super kick heavy. I know it is, but I'm a fan of the Usos as a tag team together. Yeah. Solo, not so much. I like them more as a tag team.
Yeah,
it's just me.
One other memorable spot. I don't remember much from this match, but I have this image in my head of Rikishi falling off of the Hell in a Cell. That was Armageddon 2000.
Yep. Was that a 3-on-3 or a 4-on-4?
6-man Hell in a Cell. And Kurt Angle was the champion, defending the championship, and against Undertaker, Triple H, Steve Austin, Rikishi.
Dude, I just remember Rikishi going stiff as a board when he falls off the top of that into the back of the truck. Great one. Yep. Man, Rikishi could go for a big man.
Yeah, I don't remember too much from that match, but I remember
that spot. Yep. That spot always stands out. It's always on the list of Hell in a Cell moments, all that kind of stuff.
Just to show you how fast this stuff goes to me, and it at times just goes. I was sitting here looking to find what year this one was at. I remember this one just because of the spots. Undertaker and Shane McMahon.
Oh yeah, that was just
2016, bro.
Wow.
Okay. Wow. Oh wow.
Undertaker defeated Shane McMahon. Singles match. If Shane McMahon wins, he gains control of Raw. Undertaker will be barred from competing at WrestleMania.
I remember that one.
32, bro.
I remember that one because the Raw when Vince came out and announced the Undertaker was going to be his representation for that match was at a Raw in Nashville, and I was at that Raw, and then the lights went out and Undertaker comes out. It just place went nuts.
Now is that the same match where Shane got hurt, or did he fight Undertaker again later and got hurt?
I remember that's the one where he took a dive off the top of the cage onto and then got tombstoned onto the steps and everything like that. Yeah. Yeah. But no, I think you're thinking of the one where Shane blew out his quad. Yeah. I think that was the next year or 2 years after.
So yeah.
But I don't think it was a Hell in a Cell match.
No, it was just a match. But yeah, man, that match was crazy just because of Shane McMahon's just because of the way he takes bumps and shit.
He just goes crazy over it.
Edge and Finn Balor was a good one too. Yeah. At WrestleMania 39, that was a good one. That's when Finn got his head split open also, and had to get a whole lot of stitches. And that was pretty early in the match when that happened. And he finished it out.
It's crazy. It's just tough motherfuckers, man.
Yep.
I can just. Edge has had quite a few great Hell in a Cell. What was the one with him and Taker?
Taker defeated Edge SummerSlam 2008.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. Holy
Yeah,
shit.
bro.
And then that's when the
a long
fire
time.
came up through the ring and all that kind of stuff in that one. But Edge is solid in his Hell in a Cell matches.
No, facts, dude. And I'm trying to remember. There was a couple of. I only see Kurt Angle's name in that one big one in 2000, but I could have swore he did like moonsaults off the top of the Hell in a Cell. Or am I thinking of TNA shit?
Yeah, I think he definitely done some off the cage.
Maybe
sure.
I'm just thinking cage matches.
Yep.
Okay.
Or elimination chamber. He
'Cause
brought off the elimination chamber.
There's that one that he bounced. I can't remember who he was wrestling against, but he missed the moonsault and just bounced off the.
Well,
canvas.
according to this site, he's only been in one Hell in a Cell match.
Yeah, so it was either a cage match or it was something.
Who do y'all think has the most Hell in a Cell wins?
I would think Undertaker.
Yeah.
8. He had 14 appearances with 8 wins for
Wow.
the Undertaker. In
Damn,
Hell in a
8
Cell.
and 6 in a Hell in a Cell. That's where you fight him.
Yeah.
As long as it ain't Mania.
No wonder he has so many problems walking.
Randy probably has one of the best. Oh no, Sean is 3-1 in Hell in a Cell matches,
Yep.
Yeah.
and then Triple H is 6-3 in them.
Roman Reigns does pretty good in there too.
Yeah, he's
3 out of 4.
But of course, he had all his matches when Roman Waynes. When I did it again.
Yeah, man. So I guess Undertaker's got the most wins, and you said Orton's got the best winning percentage, right?
Yep.
I think Rollins is like 1-4 in Hell in a Cell. I think he's had 5 appearances. He only won 1.
Yeah, he
But-
gives it up in the Hell in a Cell.
Yeah. But overall, dude, I love the Hell in a Cell match. It's one of my favorite style matches. Obviously, Royal Rumble's my favorite, but
Yeah.
as far as stipulation matches, Hell in a Cell always delivers dope. You don't ever remember, like all these we watched that we looked over and talked about, we don't ever say any of them were terrible.
Yeah.
You know, because it's kind of hard to, some of them are better than others, but that dynamic makes it more conducive to like watching it. You know?
It's one of my favorite. It's gimmick matches.
Yep.
Just as a match itself, it's one of my. It's up there at the top of my favorite gimmick matches and everything.
You never know what's going to happen or how it's going to start or where it's going to finish.
Yeah, and you know it's going to be a slobber knocker
Yep.
of a match and everything
Thanks.
too. So, but I'm looking forward to getting back on this one too with BJ and Brandon, what their opinions are, some of their favorite Hell in a Cell matches.
Yeah, well, probably this time next year, probably we'll do another one. They'll give it time to maybe have another match or two to happen,
Yeah,
and then we can get the guys back on and maybe touch on some of the same ones, but also speak on some different ones. Because, like I said, there was 50 something. We didn't even speak on 20.
yeah.
So,
I mean, we were just touching on
Scraping the surface with it, but. Yeah, man, we just wanted to kind of touch about that because with Hell in a Cell being an October-themed pay-per-view, I don't even know if do they still even do the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view anymore?
I don't know if it's a legit pay-per-view
No.
itself. They just mix it into
Here and
whatever's fitting for it.
Yeah, but we figured it was a good time to speak on it with it being October because that's the month that it used to always come out.
Yep.
And with the whole Hell theme, October, Halloween, it kind of gives that same vibe. But y'all let us know what y'all thought of the matches we talked about. Let us know what y'all's favorite Hell in a Cell matches are. And like I said, this is an episode we'll double back on at some point next year with the guys. But hopefully y'all enjoyed this episode, man. Y'all be sure to subscribe. Like I said, we've hit 900 subscribers on the road to 1,000. Hit the like button. Comments are always important for us. Shares, likes, all that good stuff. Shout out to the sponsors, Trouble Spirits, Revolution One Media, and the Gaggle of Wrestlers.
We out this motherfucker.
Pow.